Good afternoon. My name is John with the Pine Tree. I have the great pleasure of being here with Darrell Slocum.
Hey, John.
Now, Darrell, some of you may remember, has been a technology industry veteran for many years in the area, and now you're the marketing director for Central Sierra Connect?
That's correct.
Now, we're at the Calaveras County Library, where a really cool meeting just finished up on broadband infrastructure for the area and some other enhanced data. So tell us a little about what happened today.
Well, what Central Sierra Connect does, and we're an APCA program, is we help bridge the digital divide by helping to bring better internet connectivity.
Right.
And internet impacts everything: economic development, education, healthcare, etc. And of course, emergency services is a component of that. So the meeting today was set up by my colleague Kathleen Half and featured representatives from emergency services in Alpine, Amador, and Calaveras County, so that we could get them up to speed on what the current state is of broadband connectivity in our region, what's on the horizon, and then the pie in the sky, what we could do if we had better connectivity in our area.
Okay. In some of the, little people have heard probably and seen some news on bits and pieces of the Central Valley broadband. And give us a minute of how to tie all these. Well, how are all these pieces coming together now?
Well, I'm glad you asked about that, because the CVIN project, which is the Central Valley Internet project, is some grant funding that was given to an entity. The parent entity is called CNIC, and CVIN is kind of a consortia that was awarded $46.6 million of ERA funding to build out broadband infrastructure, meaning fiber in the ground, to an 18-county area. And I'm proud to say that our region, which is Alpine, Amador, Calaveras, Tuolumne, and Mariposa County, we were included in that.
Good.
And what that provides us for us is increased bandwidth, redundancy, meaning there's another pipeline bringing that bandwidth into our area, and down the road, more homes and more businesses connected.
Now, technically, I guess right now, local broadband providers can use it as wholesale. I mean, they can access that type of wholesale or larger scale entities. Is that
yeah, that's well said. What the requirements of the grant for CVIN is to build out to what are called anchor institutions.
Okay.
So they're taking the fiber, like here to the library in Calaveras, and to the Office of Education in Angels Camp, etc. That's where their requirement ends. But then they can turn around and wholesale that infrastructure to internet service providers in our area.
Okay. So I guess what's the takeaway from this meeting today? What was what do you think was, what was the takeaway from today?
Well, I think the big benefit is opening the lines of communication and keeping them open as it pertains to working together as a region to have a better broadband infrastructure. Meaning, what kind of things can we do to prepare for the future, and making sure that we do everything we can to ensure that we have a structure in place that will allow us to quickly capitalize on anything like CVIN that comes available.
Question, and this is, where a lot of the individuals, that's why I think it's nice to see some multiple governmental entities here. It seems like to where lots of times they've been running internal projects for basically closed IP networks. Will this projects like what you're involved with lower some of the costs for everybody if they really? I mean, because the worst thing is everybody builds their own infrastructure that nobody shares. I mean, you end up with less benefit for everybody. Is that
potentially? What it does is it creates an opportunity for increased competition.
Okay.
And typically that's what will drive down pricing, is when that happens. Having said that, I don't want to give the impression that everyone's monthly internet subscription is going to go down. But what we hope for is that over time there will be more connectivity available at higher rates, because the way we use the internet continues to evolve, and it's becoming more complex all the time, which requires us to have more bandwidth, as does having multiple devices.
Right.
That's the kind of thing that people don't think about, is that when you went from just having a desktop computer at your home, and now you have a desktop and a laptop and a netbook and a tablet and a couple of smartphones, you are diluting whatever internet stream is coming into your house.
Right.
And so that requires higher and higher levels of bandwidth, and that is going to continue to be an issue for us as our internet usage continues to evolve.
but it's neat to see what you're doing, and the fact that, you know, if companies are looking at moving up here or expanding, that we're not just sitting on our heels, so to speak. At least we're trying to make some changes and
Absolutely. When someone like Larry Cope from the Economic Development Agency over in Tuolumne County, when he goes to talk with potential businesses,
Right.
that's one of the first questions that comes up. What's your infrastructure as it pertains to internet availability?
Mm-hmm.
And when he can tell them about a project like CVIN building out in our area, and others, there are other entities that are making investments and adding infrastructure in the area, that makes us, that causes them to view us more favorably than they might otherwise.
Thanks for your efforts.
You're welcome.
Thank you.